Hey, what is up, everyone? I'm Christina, and I'm your host for the Fitbute Report. So today it's Thursday, and we're talking about the top three tech trends. Top three tech trends. What is the future of working from home? Digital workplaces. Many of us can agree that after the pandemic, we were affected and our world was transformed overnight. We were placed at home and we had to work from home. We had to learn how to adapt to this new way of working with our colleagues, with our bosses, and how to interact with people through digital technology on Zoom, on Slack, work productivity apps. This whole pandemic just transitioned everything for us in the way that we interact in the workplace. And a lot of us, we like working from home. And many employees enjoy being able to work in the comfort of their home while being amongst their family members, their family. Women were very impacted by being able to be around their children while still completing tasks on time to get the job done. Employers also saw the benefit from this by having lower overhead costs, and the pay and upkeeping was less since there was no employees going into the office. And right now, Google and all the big tech companies are having a difficult time getting employees to go back to work because it is a big deal. I feel like this also revolutionized how we're working because now employees are requesting and asking to work from the comfort of their own home. And this I see it being something that's more normal to us now that we've gone through the pandemic. We're working from home. We're learning how to use these technologies to collaborate with our coworkers, with our colleagues and our bosses through all these digital technologies that are being used to work from home. There is one I did notice though that there is one industry in particular, the beauty and retail industry, that just cannot work from home. There's no way that a cosmetologist who does your hair is going to be working from her home. If anything, state regulations say that this is something that they cannot do and it's illegal to operate out of their own home. And I don't know, many of you can agree with this. I enjoy going to my hairstylist. I enjoy seeing her, getting my hair done. She is my hair therapist, sharing with her, going into the nail salon to see my nail tech, to get my nails done, catching up with her on all the gossip and the 411, and of course, getting my feet done, getting pampered. It feels really good. This is an industry that needs face-to-face interaction, and you have to see the other person while you're working. The industry of beauty is a personal and more personal type of industry. You are connected more to the salesperson, to the person who is doing these services for you, versus other companies that don't really necessarily interact with their customer how an actual beauty professional interacts with their customer. The retail space as well, salespeople saw the biggest effect from having to work from home. If their whole life has been sales, 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 and we can say that in America, a consumerist country, sales is a huge deal. So being a salesperson, that's a job within itself that has to have interacting with another person. How are you going to try on your shoes? How are you going to try on your clothes? How are you going to have that person help you try on your clothes? And to have an effective marketing plan, you need both online sales and you need both brick and mortar sales. Putting those together make an efficient marketing plan, and both of those sales combined are needed to be efficient with your marketing. So it's interesting what the future of the work from home is going to be moving forward. Tech trend number 2. So number 2 tech trend, touch-free payments, contactless touch. We can all agree that we don't like to carry cash anymore. I mean, we are in a new revolution of the digital currency with Bitcoin and everything. So contactless payments is something that is going to be a part of our everyday lives. We already saw this with Apple rolling out their Apple Card, using your mobile device to pay for your coffee, or with your, smartwatch, paying for your meter for your car. So all this contactless is going to be something that we're going to be seeing a lot more often. 90% of consumers prefer using contactless technology to pay to go shopping, and not many people are carrying cash with them anymore, and it's being more accessible and more easier for us to use Apple Pay, for us to use our mobile devices to make the payments when we do go shopping. Now, it's not just contactless technology that we're going to be seeing to make payments, but we're also going to be seeing the future of contactless technology with opportunities in 5G, robotics, artificial intelligence, and drones. And we are already seeing this through DoorDash. DoorDash, you're ordering your food through DoorDash, and DoorDash is having it delivered to you from a drone, by a drone. A drone is dropping off your food. And Domino's is another example that is doing the exact same thing by dropping off your pizza with a little robot or a drone to your doorstep. You don't even get to see the pizza man anymore. And that's something that we're going to be seeing a lot more too, as we go into the future of contactless payments and the contactless technology that's going to be rolling out in the future with artificial intelligence, with drones. We're seeing it through DoorDash. We're seeing it through Domino's. Amazon has been doing this. Amazon was one of the first to roll it out, but I do know that a lot more other companies are going to jump on this and going to utilize it as well, because it's just something that all of us are getting used to, and it's becoming a lot more normal. So this also is reducing human interaction, but it's also improving the way that we transport, that we are using, how we get on board to the airplane. When you're boarding the airplane, there are augmented reality that is going to be used for facial recognition. They're going to be able to scan your face, and it's going to facially recognize you to board a plane, to drop off your bag when you are going on board. You are also going to be able to, in the near future, possibly 2023, we're going to be able to just take a photo of our face with photo recognition, and you're going to be able to board a plane without showing your government issued ID. And they might do away with government issued ID. I don't know, but I do know that you're going to be able to board your plane with just facial recognition. Other transportation systems that are already rolling out new technologies using contactless technology is going to be also the subways. It's going to be your buses. The Metro is giving out Metro cards, where the card, you just place it, you just touch, and it pays, and you're able to get on the subway. You're able to board the bus. And it's creating a faster, safer, more convenient world for all of us. I mean, we're going to spend less time shopping, enjoying more time with our friends and family members and everyone we love to hang out with. It's easier access to healthcare when you're able to just show up on a screen, tell the doctor your symptoms, be diagnosed, and it's the less spread of germs. Not to mention, it's going to help us in many, many tremendous ways. Contactless technology is a trend that is here to stay. Trend number 3. So, online learning. How many of us go to school? Many of my friends go to school. Many of my family members were enrolled in the university during the pandemic. And many of my friends' children were enrolled in the school systems during the pandemic. And that completely changed during the pandemic, where we saw online learning take its most increase in productivity for technologies, when we had to go online for the education system had to roll out everything online. The education system wasn't even prepared for that, but it was done. And they weren't prepared for it because they didn't ever expect anything to happen like this, with technology being what was going to bridge the gap for students. And this is great for the technologies in the actual online learning sector, because we saw more e-learning software being designed, more apps to help with tutoring, and there was more teachers who had to be one-on-one with their students virtually. If we saw anything else, we saw that it was very helpful for students to get this tutoring that they didn't receive before the pandemic. But then also too, teachers were not equal in the classroom when they were in person. And if it was affecting students then, it's going to drastically impact students now that there's a huge digital divide with a disadvantaged student and an advantaged student. When an advantaged student has a laptop from home that's being able to do their work and complete their learning, complete their schooling, with a disadvantaged student who doesn't have a laptop, who doesn't have access to Wi-Fi, and not able to complete their school online. And this right here is going to be seen now that we're going back to school. So we are going to see what is the future of online learning, and how we're also going to see how it impacted students, how drastically and negatively it impacted students for those who don't have technologies that they were able to use. And we still need to see if this reduces and does not contribute to the inequality of education for students. The digital divide is going to be here. We're going to see it, and we're going to see it now more than ever when students are going back to school. And this is really important for us to take note that this trend, this online learning trend, we need to make sure that it does not contribute to the inequality of education for students. So these are the top trends that I presented to you guys here today on the Fit Butte Report podcast. What are your thoughts on these tech trends? Are these tech trends here to stay? Do you agree with these tech trends? Is this something that you feel like is going to affect you in the future? Any of these trends that I just listed? Let me know in the comments. And as always, guys, thanks so much for tuning in to today's podcast and lending me your ears. As always, peace and love.